Here with Mike and Tash after the 3-2 loss to Liverpool Feds. Mike, we are staying up. How good is it being able to say that?
It's a relief. I feel like it's been a long year of us grinding to this point. I think the important bit for us today was we wanted to put on a bit of a spectacle as well at home. We've been behind the ball a lot over the last 2 months, and I think it was nice to kind of pull the chains off the girls. We went for it at the end. We had a bit of fun with the game because I think probably by that point we knew the Huddersfield game had finished, and for us we wanted to go and win on the last day of the season. So we could have wrapped up, we could have played for the point, but I think both teams were up for putting on a good game today. Chuffed for the club and everybody involved in everything the whole season. Everyone's been brilliant. We've been through so much change and we've learned so much. The girls got great experience, we've got great experience. And we look forward to battling again in the summer and doing what we can to continue to compete at the level.
Tash, an early Feds goal here. How did that sort of shape what we saw out there today?
I think the way that we set up, we didn't expect that to happen so quickly. However, it did, and credit to the girls out there because it didn't faze them, and they continue to press and they continue to play the game in the way that we asked them to do. I think the big thing for us was we've gone behind quite early in games, the last few games, and I think they've learned now that actually there's always going to be time for them to come forwards and create moments, and special moments will happen, and we showed that today. And I think it's the first time we've really had a lot of chances where potentially we should have maybe scored 3 or 4 today. So yeah, it's one of them. We've conceded early. We need to try and find a way to stop that happening. And we'll work on that. Luckily, and I say luck, it isn't really luck. We've grafted hard for this, and we picked up points at a really important time in the season. And I just think we've got a lot to work with now, and this experience is second to none, and you don't get better without experience.
Mike, putting in a good performance against a solid Tier 3 team like Liverpool Feds, how optimistic does that make you feel towards next season?
Yeah, I think it's great that we can compete. In games where we've had to sit behind and make it difficult, I thought against Forest, we're starting to create chances. Not many yet, but I think for us to start to compete at that kind of level, there's lots of infrastructure that we need to put into place for the girls. I think it's tough, but I think the great thing is like you've seen today, when we're at it, and we still have 5 or 6 missing, but when we're at it, we can be very good. And I know the girls will prep this summer to play Tier 3 for what it looks like right now. And we had an idea of what that looked like, but the reality this season with all of the investment going on at clubs has been very different. So we've got to bridge some of that gap ourselves. Stourbridge is never going to be a Premier League club with very, very deep pockets. That's the reality of where we're at, but we will give the girls the best platform possible to improve themselves, to compete on pitches, and hopefully have more days like today, but the result going our way instead. So
Tash, our last home game here today, how big has the sort of backing of the fans been across this season?
Yeah, I think when we went in the change rooms at half time, the girls felt it as well. The roar when we scored that goal, it was relief, and it was actually pride from the fans, which is really good for the girls to hear. And I think that's incredibly important to create an atmosphere here at home. Because do you know what, they've backed us through everything. We had a tough week last week, but that today just showed that actually, we're 8 losses, on the bounce, but actually we've still got people backing us. And I think sometimes it's easy to step away and go, actually, we don't want to watch this anymore. But they see what the girls are giving out there, and we see it in training. So it's not through lack of effort, just like Mike has just alluded to. Clubs out there have got good backing. We are on a different island to other clubs, and that's no fault of the club. That is just, like he says, Premier League teams, Championship teams that have got money to sort of go and support. But what the girls have done, with the backing of the fans has been nothing sort of exceptional. And you see them waiting and clapping the fans, and we have a good turnout every home game, regardless on results. So really, really impressed and really, really fallen for the fans here. I definitely have, and I love it. I think it's great.
Well, guys, thank you very much for your time, and a massive, massive congratulations.